انا حقول لك الفاشر سقطت، ولا حقول لك الحصل شنو، ولا الدعم السريع عمل شنو، ولا المجازر، ولا الامارات دخلت في الموضوع، ولا اي حاجه. لكن اسمع المواطنه الامريكيه دي حتحكي لك الحاصل شنو بالتفصيل، وبعد كده وريني رايك في الفيديو.
Good morning. It is Monday, October 27th, and I'm Janet McElligott in Los Angeles, California. I have extraordinarily disturbing news today. Overnight, the Battle of el-Fasher in Sudan, in the western part, raged on, but it was a bit different. And it was a bit different because the Rapid Support Forces, who are funded and provided military equipment by the United Arab Emirates, used chemical weapons on large swaths of both the Sudanese Armed Forces troops and the civilians. And with the civilians, they then rounded them up and executed them. They put them in lines as they were bowed down, waited till they came to, and one person went down and just shot them with AK-47s. They did this at a time when the quote-unquote leadership of the Rapid Support Forces is staying at the Waldorf Astoria in Washington, D.C. The Waldorf was informed, I informed them personally, that they had the bloody leadership of a terrorist organization known as the Rapid Support Forces staying there. And Al-Ghani, Al-Dagalo, is walking around Washington, D.C. He is on the U.S. list of terrorists. That's not my imagination. That is the actual list by the United States government. And yet, the special advisor to the President of the United States for African Affairs, who happens to be Tiffany Trump's father-in-law, he's a former used car salesman that sold cars in Nigeria, said, oh, the Rapid Support Forces needs to protect the civilians. And he is dining with these people. I hesitate to even call them people because they seem devoid of any humanity. Speaking of being devoid of any humanity, why do we know the UAE is doing this? Because today, through Saudi Arabia, we have found out that the United Arab Emirates has purchased warplanes, and they said that they were for General Haftar, who is in the eastern half of Libya. But that's not true at all. These planes were then seen flying over Darfur. They were seen flying over el-Fasher to kill civilians. So you have the head of intelligence of the United Arab Emirates, Shitboy, who is in Washington, D.C. for meetings of the Quad, which is a failed group of foreign ministers from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the U.S., and the UAE. So how can you say that they will help bring peace to the Sudan when it's the UAE that has funded this terrorist group? It can never work. So I am telling you, Washington, D.C., stop. Try again. The foreign minister of Sudan is in Washington right now, and he personally went after the head of intelligence of the UAE and said, how can you be so far gone? How can you be so unlike your father, who was a great man? So Shitboy, you've gotten the message. And I have one other sad piece of information to tell you. The spokeswoman for el-Fasher, who was a staff sergeant and a female, was targeted directly by the United Arab Emirates and was killed. Her name is Asia El-Khalifa. And she would sneak out of town because this city has been under siege for over 500 days, and the RSF has been trying to starve them to death. She would sneak out of town to try and get a signal and tell people what was happening. So the RSF killed her. So Shitboy, Mohammed bin Zayed, believe me, the blood of this woman and every other person that you have killed is on your hands. And it will be a cold day in hell when you see your father again, because he is not in the same place that you too will be going to. For all Americans who think there's nothing you can do, I am here to tell you there is something you can do. You can write to your senator, your congressman. You can tell them that we must stop all arms sales to the UAE. We must sanction them for supporting a terrorist group. And for those of you who don't write to your congressmen or senators, can you please pray? Can you send up a prayer for these kids who are being killed, who are being starved to death? Can you ask God to give them mercy? Thank you.
بعد ما سمعت الكلام اللي قالته المواطنة الأمريكية عن الحاجة اللي حصلت في الفاشر وعن قوات الدعم السريع وعن الدعم الحاصل لها، انت لو عندك عقل حتميز الحاصل شنو ببساطة جدا وبدون أي تفاصيل ومن غير ما نعيد الكلام والحصل والناس دي عملوا والناس دي سووا كويس. لكن انت براك حتكون سمعت الكلام ده من كم جهة غير السودانيين، لأنه أي سوداني هسه حاليا بيتكلم يعتبر من دولة 56 أو يعتبر من الكيزان، لكن الكلام ده قالوا شخصي مختلف تماما وهو ما سوداني وقالوا الكلام ده. وطبعا يا عزيزي أنا ما حابب أنظر لك كثير في الموضوع ده، انت بتكون عرفت المشكلة دي، لكن عشان المشكلة تتحل لازم يكون في ضغط إعلامي كبير جدا عشان الحرب دي تقف، لأنه الحرب في غزة ما وقفت إلا عن طريق الضغط الإعلامي بعد ما جامعات الدول أو بعد ما العالم الإسلامي قام اجتمع، ده بالإضافة لبعض الدول الأخرى حتى بعدين عملوا ضغط على غزة أو على الحاصل في غزة، وبعد كده نتنياهو قام جر واطي حبة وبعد كده قبل ببعض المفاوضات وبعد الحاجات دي كلها. لكن لو ما كان في ضغط إعلامي قوي جدا والدول دي اجتمعت المشكلة دي ما كانت اتحلت. وعشان مشكلة السودان تتحل محتاجين ضغط إعلامي كبير جدا عشان يخلي حب العالم الإسلامي يقوم يصحى، ولو غاية ما أنا ما أعرف أقول شنو، لكن من ناحية نحن كعالم إسلامي وبالذات مشكلة السودان، لأنه في دول كبيرة جدا هي بتنظر لنا بنظرة أخرى حتى مع أنهم هم أشقاء وزي ما قالوا هم من الدول الإسلامية، مش من الدول العربية، من الدول الإسلامية بالنسبة لنا نحن وقلنا كعالم إسلامي، لكن ما أعرف أقول لك شنو. بس إن شاء الله زي ما قالوا مشكلة السودان تتحلى والوطن يرجع واحد موحد والسودان كله يبقى بلد موحد من غير قبلية ومن غير عنصرية ومن غير نظرة دونية للشخص الآخر، وربنا يرحم الموتى ويشفي الجرحى ويكون لأهلنا المصابين في كل مكان ويثبت زي ما قالوا قواتنا المسلحة وإنها تقدر تحمي الحمى على الأعداء الموجودين في الداخل والموجودين في الخارج. وفي الختام ما تنسى رأيك في التعليقات وتحاول نوصل الفيديو ده لأكبر عدد ممكن من الناس عشان نحاول ننشر القضية بتاعت السودان ونشكل ضغط دولي كبير جدا عشان مشكلة السودان يكون لها حل. وفي الختام سلام عليكم.